Hey guys, Gil here. Making a late night video. Wanted to kind of talk about the market, what I think is happening right now. Um, I've been upfront with what you guys or with what I'm investing in, and there are a lot of things that I've bought that have continued to go down, which is fine. So I kind of wanted to make a video on my thoughts and what I think is going to happen. And this is not, you know, I could be wrong, as I always say, so take it with a grain of salt. But what I think is happening right now, so a lot of gems, for example, really cheap right now. Enchanting mats are really cheap right now. Everything is very cheap right now, except for like thorium ore. So shout out to the guy that said thorium it's super cheap and will never go up. For thorium bars, like 1 gold a piece right now. What I think is happening is there are a ton of layers. It's 1 a.m. at West Coast, so this is probably one of the deadest times of the server. And there's 10 layers out right now. Peak time, there's like supposedly over 30 is what Reddit was saying, I guess. But I've seen as many as like 24, I think, or maybe 21. So you have 21 layers worth of stuff being farmed. And, I work from home. If I'm logged in and just AFK in org, there will be like 20 layers at midday. So this isn't like an effect where we have like 3 in the daytime and then 10 at night. There's like 20 on. The game is very popular right now. What that means is there's a lot of people in Outland. They're doing dungeons. You just need one person in that dungeon to um, have herbalism, and he can farm like bellweed. This is super cheap right now. Terracone is insanely cheap right now. And so channel's broken. Lovely. What I think is happening is you have so much supply, because not only are the bots out farming things like bell armament, but you also have all of the people that are leveling in dungeons. So you have a lot of enchanting mats, which we expected. You have a lot of people mining the nodes and flooding that market, like what's it called? Adamantite ore. So adamantite 3 days ago was 5 gold, 4 gold. And granted, like this stuff levels out, but if you look at this value, this 138, I've showed you guys this Diary of a Guild Leader sheet before. That's not what this is what it was a week into her launch on her server. It was 2 gold, 16. So we're even cheaper than that. And what I expect to happen is everyone is trying to sell stuff right now. The only people that are buying like Terracone, for example, are people that like are leveling professions or are hoarding stuff, like buying a year's worth. Like I don't even think there's enough investors to say that's like a viable consumer of this, like people buying it. So you have very few people buying things like Terracone because we're not raiding it. There's no reason to have a haste potion. That's the biggest consumer of Terracone is haste potions. Same thing with Fell Lotus. Actually, here's one. Haste potion. Recipe. God, haste potions are 7 gold. That's insane. Recipe. Haste potion. 560 gold. So remember our calculus that I've talked about in one of my other videos about alchemy and framing everything in the cost of a proc. So if I'm a haste or if I'm a potion master, how many procs is it gonna take me? Or how much gold am I gonna have to spend on procs on the crafts to make back my money? So it's 10% roughly you get 10% back in procs. So if I make 6,000 gold worth of haste potions, I'll get back, you know, my investment of 560 gold. So 10% of 5,000, roughly 500, or is 500. So 5,500, 5,600 we're running up here. Well, Terracone is probably going to be, I don't even know what it costs to make 2 Terracone. Yeah, Terracone is probably going to be like 6 gold, if I had to guess. So a haste potion, if I remember right, averages like 10 to 12 gold. Actually, I think I have a, let's look at one. See if I'm right on my memory here. Oh yeah, haste potion. So 11 gold to sale price, 10 and a half. So this would be 50, or I'm sorry, 500, 59 divided by 10. We're rounding here. So 560 divided by 10 gold per potion. You need to make 55 procs. So you need to craft 550 haste potions. That's nothing. You'll sell 550 haste potions in a day. In fact, I think, or maybe in a week, I guess. So 115 we're selling total average. This is a week into the server. This is not even prime time because this, like, people weren't raiding yet. So yeah, what I think is happening right now, everyone that gets something immediately tries to sell it. If you look at like, in fact, I think I have a search on here. If I go to design like rare patterns, they're so cheap. Everything is so cheap. And what I expect to happen is there will be a spike in everything when raids come out. And I think that there will be a spike in everything when in like about a month, maybe not a spike, you can't call it a spike. It'll be a continuously raised increase, and it will be because once people hit 70, it's less true. Once people get their rep farms, they stop doing normal dungeon in mass. You know, and then when Kara comes out, people are gonna be like, well, I don't need to farm whatever the Steam vaults because I'm already heroic attuned. I can do my badges, and I got the upgrade that I would need from normal or whatever. So, you know, I think there's a lot of people farming stuff out in dungeons, out in the open world, that are all of this stuff that's farmed. Anything that drops from an elite mob. I actually was looking at this yesterday. Recipe haste potion. So this drops from, look at this, raid, okay, dungeon. All of these are dungeons. That's not good for the bots, guys. That means that this potion recipe can only be farmed in a dungeon. Which means when people get out of dungeons, it's gonna fucking skyrocket. And the calculus that I just did, you know, that if the 5 days, and again, this is why I tell you guys how I think about things. We talk about that haste potion recipe. 550 crafts to get the recipe back. That's 5 days of sales. It's nothing. So compare that to, let's say, in vanilla, like transmute elemental water or whatever it was, undeath to water. That recipe would go for like 1,000 gold, and it would take the person, you know, like a month to get their money back, and then from there it was pure profit. I think that is going to happen here with a lot of these recipes. So I think if you're a crafter, now is probably about as good a time as any to buy like what you have, what you need, your good ones. This is just an example. You can see I bought this earlier today for 550. And the other thing is, with when you're buying stuff like this, as long as it's not if it's a design, like something that's a rare drop, this is not true for like ores or maybe gems, but like mostly this is true for dungeon drops. Buy it at the end of the night, not the beginning, because people go and they farm dungeons and then they come back like I am. They're done for the night playing and they go to the auction house and they post whatever they have. So you know, there's a lot of things in here um, that are freaking so cheap. It's just kind of amazing. Um, anyways, I just wanted to share this thought before I go to bed here. My character, I hit 70 today. Actually, just finished farming some black morass. Got my Time Warden's leggings. I'm not even done gemming it, and my Continuum blade. I got attuned. Got my spell power ring enchant, and yeah, my next thing is going to be farming more rep. But wanted to share the video because I don't think you should be panicking. I've actually changed my plans. My investments right now, you can see I've got a ton of living rubies, stars of Elune on. This is on this account. Let's see here. Sent a bunch to this guy, but I haven't, you know, opened it yet. A bunch of enchanting mats. You can see I've got some actually in the mail. And then on my other account, I have more living rubies. I had more than this. I have some in a mailbox somewhere. I think it's on my other guy. But I had more, and I actually sold some because when I hit 70, I had like 200 gold because I've just been buying as much stuff as I can. You know, I've got a destruction potion I bought for 250, a haste potion I bought for 550. I think I have a like 100 star of a loon. Must be some 126. Oh, I have some in the bank. That's right. Oh yeah, I've got some fell armaments. I actually sold some because I needed money. You can kind of see I was flipping these. I was trying to flip them. I was doing well until today. Still profitable. You know, I've made 450 gold on it, but the other one that I've been able to flip a little bit is what was it? Oh, the I don't even know if I should tell you guys this, but it's the Erico of feathers. I'll make another video about that, but I think the Erico feathers are a good flip right now. But yeah, so you know, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I've continued to buy some of these. I bought a bunch of enchanting mats that are on my paladin's bank, on my like character that has all my enchanting stuff that I'll probably put in here. I've bought some. I think they're phase invest. So I started buying the scrolls of 5. Bought 90 for 353. I will probably buy more of these. I just don't have enough gold right now. I've invested as much as I can. That's why I was literally broke when I hit 70. I had like 200 gold or something like that. And I had to liquefy some stuff to just afford flying so I can get to Alcatraz. I'm not going to buy epic flying for until prices steady and like rise again, because I just think everything is so cheap that you'd be a fool. Well, I'd be a fool to not be spending my money on investing it. If you have a character that like needs to spend gold for their pre-raid bis, I think I would like maybe temper that with like half and half, and that's kind of like a little bit of pain right now will just save you so much later. Like if you had 5,000 gold right now for epic flying, I would say fuck epic flying and just invest it all, because I think 5,000 gold will be like 15,000 in 2 months. I think that these numbers are going to get that crazy. There's a lot of people playing TBC, and I think that we are poised and ready for another mongoose potion situation, or a flask of supreme power situation where, you know, it's like early phase 1 of vanilla and flasks are like 300 gold or something. I think that even with the change, Terracone can get a lot, like really expensive. And I also think that all the enchanting mats are going to go bonkers. you know, once people get into Karazhan, it's gonna be crazy. Especially because Kara is like a really loved raid. There's a lot of people playing it. It's like the perfect storm. Shroud is playing it. Um, what the fuck? Who are the other major streamers? Obviously, Zaryu is playing it. Not War Within. S-Fand. You know, like all these popular people are playing it. Peekaboo, obviously. Which brings more people in. Which brings, and that's not like people that know what they're doing. They're just tourists. So those are people that are going to play right now, flex the layers, farm shit, and then they'll quit. Oh yeah, I was showing you guys the goals. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I have only 90 of those. I thought I had more. Um, let's see here. But yeah, I think, you know, based on the numbers, people are going to start consuming in a week when the raids come out, and it's going to be, that's when I think the prices are going to be at the bottom, and they'll continue to rise from there. But yeah, the reason I think that things are here where they are right now is because there are a lot of people playing the game. There's nothing to enchant right now. There's nothing to put your gems in right now. They're trying to spend money on, I bet primals are probably pretty expensive. I have no idea, but, and I bet a lot of the profession mats are really expensive right now. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.